That's right. It's the morning show right here on KVVB TV, channel 33, Facebook Live, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, and YouTube Live. Great to have you with us. On today's show, we're going to be talking about an interesting subject that often is one of science fiction films. We got Mr. Jesse Sanchez over there who watches a little bit of science fiction. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning.
And living for a very long time, Jesse. If you had like a perfect age, maybe that you could say, to the higher ups, hey, can you take me out at this age? What age would that be?
Uh, the age I stop having fun.
Oh, I like that. I like that. See, it's very difficult to be like, oh, you know what, take me at this time, right? Because let's face it, there's a lot in life to enjoy. But we're going to be talking about this. It's a National Geographic book that you can check out right now. It's Immortality, Inc. Renegade Science, Silicon Valley Billions, and the Quest to Live Forever. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, so that kind of interesting subject, right? Stuff that used to be, or sometimes, a lot of science fiction films are based on breakthroughs either coming up or coming out around the corner. So you kind of have to pay it. This is why I love sci-fi, because they give us, a little bit of like, although should we, right? There's a lot of movies on like DNA cloning and then taking the transference of one person's brain, putting it in somebody else's or a clone of yours. There's a fun show on Netflix, fun for like the first episode, and then it just goes downhill from there. Where he literally like goes into this place, they remake him. He doesn't realize he's being remade. He wakes up buried because they forgot to tell him that they were going to reclone him, and the newer clone was going to go on, but they didn't like knock him out properly. So he wakes up. You know what I'm talking about? Paul Rudd, stars with Paul Rudd. I watched the whole season. I didn't care for it in the end, but there it is. Interesting show though, but interesting concept. Is it being done right now? I got questions for Chip Walter, who will join us around the corner. We got that. We got news stories. We got lots to talk about. We got shout outs coming up next here on the morning show. So stay tuned right there. We'll be right back right after these messages with more of Jesse and myself, Aaron Michael Sanchez. We'll be right back. All right. What are you drinking in your cup over there this morning? We want to know. Oh, this is not
Is
as good
that
as my
better?
caramel. It's okay.
Okay, next time we're getting caramel.
Yeah, I like my caramel.
Do you like American coffee?
I do. What kind of? Wait, I don't want to throw them under the bus, but this. Okay, so no truth to the rumor. I actually used to. I didn't like coffee at all. For the majority of my life, you could only see me drink coffee when you knew I was pretty much really exhausted or tired, right? Well, Brenda is the coffee connoisseur, right? That's what I call her, the connoisseur. Jesse, do you know people like that? Like they know things about coffees?
No, I do not.
Neither did I
No
until
coffee.
Jesse,
Brenda.
I'm gonna have to send you some coffee. I'm gonna have to make you some coffee.
You see that?
Yep.
You see, and
You're gonna love it. You're gonna get hooked like Aaron.
well, that's a problem.
And
Uh-oh.
he's gonna be like,
I'm trying to get
this doesn't
unhooked.
taste right.
I'm trying to get unhooked.
I need
So-
my
yeah,
coffee.
once you start, you can't stop. So,
The
yeah,
first one's free. Don't worry.
serious. Oh God, Brenda, seriously. Can the audience hear you, or is it just
They
Jesse
can
and
hear.
me?
They can hear.
Oh, okay, all right. So there you go. Now you guys know what we have to deal with. Moving on. Moving on. Let's see. We got people in Facebook land. I'm trying to bring you up, but my computer's a bit slow.
We got 40 seconds.
And somebody's not talking to. Somebody's got to call up National Day because their national days are not coming up. I don't know if they like had. They're like, how come nobody talks about National Day? Probably because we can't pull it up. That's why. Again, I
20
could pull up
seconds.
tomorrow. I can't pull up today. Kind of defeats the purpose, right, Jesse?
I can pull it up.
Oh, really? Then it must be something with my cookies or something. I don't know. Or we just need a new computer. That's what we need. All right.
Uh-oh.
Checking you guys out on Periscope. We see you. Ice Lolly. That's a cool name. Ice
2
Lolly.
seconds.
Sounds like a Starbucks drink. Give me an ice lolly. That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM. Joining our live TV audience over there at KVVB TV, Channel 33, Facebook Live, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, and YouTube Live. Great to have you this morning with us. We got lots to talk about a little bit later on. We're actually going to be talking about a very interesting subject. Immortality. Does it exist? What is the quest for it? We got questions that need to be answered. We're going to have a special expert with us. Chip Walters is going to be joining us. He's a science author, filmmaker, and former CNN bureau chief, whose books include Laced. Yeah. After this show, it will be laced. Last Ape Standing and Thumbs, Toes, and Tears. His writing has appeared in The Economist, The Wall Street Journal, Scientific American, Slate, and National Geographic Magazine. And we're going to be talking about it. Here's the book, Immortality, Inc., Renegade Science, Silicon Valley Billions, and the Quest to Live Forever. Now, we got Mr. Jesse Sanchez over there. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning.
I have a feeling somebody that worked at CNN as bureau chief kind of knows something about something, right? Like, I want to be like, okay, what is not featured in the book that we could talk about, right? Because you got to
Right.
think, like, I mean, yeah, whoever gets that special magical pill or shot or whatever it is to, like, be younger. Did you ever see that movie, Limitless? Was it Limitless? Was that what it was called?
That's with the smart pill?
Yes, the smart pill. I think that exists. I think somebody somewhere has that, and I mean, they're billionaire. I mean, Jeff Bezos. Have you seen? Like, he went from zero to hero overnight. I don't know. I think he took that pill. I'm just saying. But then you're tied to the whole, conspiracy theory of who controls the power in the world. So, anyway, but interesting subject, and National Geographic has it for you. We have it here for you just around the corner, so maybe you have questions that need to be answered. Feel free to ask us in social media. Speaking of social media, big shout out to those tuning in live. We got Casey tuning in over there. Good morning, Casey. We got Viviana, also known as Mom. I try to make it like she's like an outsider, viewer, just to kind of add to our numbers. I can't do it. It's difficult. You know what I mean, Jesse?
Yep.
Like, you want to be like, oh, look, there's Viviana, and like, nah, it doesn't work that way because I know I'm going to have to see her later. Stephanie Reed says, hello, happy editing this glorious sunshine day for today's awesome busy day ahead. Now, but see, that's the thing about family members that are like supportive. You're like, you know what? Thank you for being my number one fan, because that's how my mom is. She's our number one fan on everything, So big shout out to you, Mom. And sometimes as kids, when's the last time you hugged and or gave a kiss to your mom, Jesse?
You know what? It's been a while. I can't remember. How sad.
And some of us, unfortunately, our parents have passed on, right? Moved ahead, so to speak. But for us, it's kind of important to remember that. I know sometimes I get a little like flustered over there and I'm rushing around. I'm like, oh, and then something in the back of my head goes, give your mom a hug. You never know when it's going to be your last. So I'm like, okay, all right. And I give her a hug, and there you go. So I think that's a good reminder for all of us out there, right? Maybe your mom, maybe your dad, if they're still living, give them a little hug, give them a visit, give them a call, give them a kiss on the cheek. You know how to do it. So we got Diana Carbajal over there. Says good morning. We got, let's see. Oh, here it is. Casey updated us with the National Dress Up Your Pet Day. Okay. And National Hot Pastrami Sandwich Day. Ooh. And Ratification Day and National Shop for Travel Day. Oh, wow. You just got me excited there. Jesse, of these, which will you celebrate today?
I'm gonna go with National Dress Up Your Pet Day because My dog is a punk, and I'm gonna make him look goofy.
Wait, okay, so wait, hold on. Okay, do you have like this special store that you go to that has like special clothing? Because I've recently been to Petco and PetSmart, and sometimes they have some cool ones. I think the one had like they had Marvel. You could turn your like dog into a Marvel character. Any ideas there?
I usually just go to PetSmart. Usually the one I go to usually has a lot of stuff, and I actually bought him some socks that look like Thor, little capes and stuff.
Oh, wait, with the little Thor hammer, like he could take the Thor hammer in his
They
like
have those.
yeah, in his mouth. I like that. A good idea. Okay. Let's see. Mom is going to celebrate hot pastrami sandwich day at Top Hat. Oh, have you ever had Top Hat pastrami, Jesse? It is delicious. You got to have it.
Never had it.
Yeah, you got to have it. Periscope TV. Let's see. Kelly's oh 07 Max says, I'd pay for a limitless pill. Yeah, right. I think we all would. But again, the aftermath of that. And you know, they actually made a series of that. It's on Netflix. They made a whole season. It didn't do too well, but I liked it because it continued on the conversation. And the original actor from Limitless that plays the main character, I can never remember his name when I need to.
Brad,
He
Cooper.
what? Yeah, Bradley
His name is
Cooper. Thank you. Great guy, by the way. Seen him in person. Just don't remember his name. Bradley is because I think of him like a different name. I don't know why. Bradley just I feel like that's not his name. I feel like he has a different. Like he changed his name in the middle and like I'm gonna go with that because it's easy. Which a lot of actors do. I gotta check that up. Is that his real name? Okay. Anyway, long story short, he actually appears in the series, but I guess they couldn't take it much further than the way they did it. The actor's really fun. It's a fun character, but check it out if you're bored. It's a fun season to go ahead and watch. Texas Legends Brian. Brian says hot pastrami day will rock. What do you like on? Do you have pastrami, Jesse?
No, actually, I can't recall ever having pastrami. So, yeah, I know.
Are you kidding me? Okay, we need. All right, seriously. I don't know between Casey and us. We 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 got some work to do here, Jesse. How could you never? Okay, it's okay. It's okay. You know why? Because there's some places that are terrible. Like it's just nasty. And so you have that one moment. You can't do it like that. You got to do it right. So there's one of
Yeah,
two options that I'm going to recommend to you. Okay, one of them is obviously what my
top
mom
hat.
recommended, which is Top Hat. Okay, that's like no holds barred, delicious. You just got to find one. They have a lot in San Gabriel Valley, so you might have to come a little westward. Yeah, there it is, the
Oh,
hat. Oh, so good and oh, so delicious. Just sometimes I mean I don't know about you. I love mustard on my pastrami, and then they got the pickles. They got other stuff that you can add onto it, but go with several people so you can like try out theirs in case you don't like yours. You know what I mean? Kind of like Chinese buffet style, where they have like that's I think the Chinese are onto this. Like, you know how when you go into a place and you get to like have everybody get orders a dish and then you all share and you get to kind of try each other's. Why don't more places do that? Seriously, I think they need to do that for like Mexicans do that. They just don't have a round table. Got it. Okay. Well, Indians do that too. Well, we need to do that with American food. Seriously. Okay. Moving on though. So there you go. And but the other place is okay. This one's weird, weirdly good. All right. Brenda turned me on to this, by the way. I don't know of too many places that do this, but if you're ever in Downey, they have a special pizza place where they put pastrami, lather it up on pizza, and it's so good. What's the name of that place? Pizza Downey Pizza Company. Okay, so shout out to Downey Pizza Company. It's been a while since I've been there, but it was really delicious. I was like, "Oh, this looks disgusting." It's not, but I'm always one of those. My mom trained me right. She's like, "Try it. If you don't like it, never have it again." Tried it. I was like, "Oh, this is actually pretty good." So check it out, Downey Pizza Company. They got, of course, other really good pizzas. I don't know if anybody else has any suggestions on where else to get some really good pastrami. If you do, let us know. Kelly's in Periscope says, personally, I like corned beef better than pastrami. Oh God, did she just say that out loud? Do you like corned beef, Jesse?
well, not anymore. Now that you said that.
I am I the only one? I don't like. Okay, I must have had several bad experiences with corned beef. It's just I or no. Nobody ever
Really?
made it good for me, I think. Brenda's like, I love it. I've just never had it good. It was nasty each and every time. Okay, I will reserve my judgment then. Obviously, I had, again, back to that, what I said. You got to be careful. Okay, let's go into the news. This is something I wanted to share yesterday, but we didn't have time for it because I got caught up on the Oscars and who's nominated, who's going to win, who's not going to win. But did you see this Japanese billionaire? A couple of really cool stuff I think that he's doing. One of which, he's giving away money. Yeah, did you see this? A billionaire is giving away a lot of money, and you're probably thinking, how can I cash in on this great thing, right? Jesse, have you seen this? Do you know about this?
No, I know none of it, but I want his money.
Well, don't we all? Okay,
Right.
so he's actually. So here's how much he's sending out there. He's offering 9 million yen. Yuzaku Mizawa offers 9 million to followers who retweet his tweet. Now you can find him on Twitter, and if you follow me on Twitter, see, this is why I say Twitter is not dead. You can't get the. He's not like on Facebook doing this. He's like, you know what? I'm taking to the tweets. So if you want to see his tweet, you could go ahead and find it on my tweet at Aaron M. Sanchez. Okay, so find me at Aaron M. Sanchez. You just have to scroll a little bit down past some of our shows. I know people are already leaving our show just to go check it out. And I retweeted him and I said, I wonder, right? Because I'm thinking, well, that'd be kind of cool. You're thinking, why is he giving away money? So evidently, he's like, it might help somebody out. And he's done this. He's already given some money in the past. So this is a real thing. This isn't one of those like fake accounts, like, you always wonder about these. He pledged to give 1 million yen each to 1,000 of his Twitter followers who reposted his message. And yes, his Twitter account's kind of funny. It's You Suck 2020 account. It's been retweeted already to date, past well over 4.1 million times since he posted it. Now, his idea for this, well, he found an online. You're probably thinking, how did he make his money? He found an online shopping site, Zozo Inc. And he's already behind the most retweeted Twitter post after pulling the same stunt last year. He did this last year, 4.3 million and counting. That time, though, he offered just 100 million yen to 100 people. Now, you're probably thinking over there, wait, how much is that? Let me calculate this. So if you did the math, it's actually equivalent to $1 million spread out over 1,000. So if you do the math, it's like 9,000. Right, or 100. 100 people. Wait, how many? You get. Oh, yeah, he's confusing me with all his tweets. So, at first I was like, I like this guy. I like what he's putting out there. I like the vibe he's throwing out there. He's like, I want to like document this. I want to see the happiness from this. And then, like, literally a couple days later, I see this, Jesse, and I go, I think this man is in search for a lady. Yeah, that's right. Look, you go on with your bad self. You got $1 billion. I get it. But now, yeah, he's seeking a special woman. A special woman. So I think this was like, I think last year he's like, okay, this got to impress some chick over there. And then now he's like, okay, now I got all these Twitter people retweeting me. He kind of gets to go through the list. So now he's putting it out. He's seeking a special woman for space and life, question mark. Field guide. Yeah. So what do you think about this, Jesse? I mean, I know you're not a lady, but I mean, if you were, I mean, nothing knocking, people that like want to be ladies and are ladies, but would you be like tempted? I mean, if you weren't already seeing somebody, just saying, just throwing this out there.
I don't know. If I was a lady, I'd probably be a hoe, but I don't know. Uh, but no, it's
You
obviously if
mean
you're gonna
Santa
go for
Claus, ho ho ho, like that, right? Like, like
yeah,
happy, jolly,
ho,
jolly green giant,
ho, just
happy.
be happy. But I don't know. I don't think I can go
Well,
with someone for money.
yeah, I think we need to take a break. I don't know where to go with that. No, but seriously, we're gonna take a break here on the morning show. I can't believe you said that. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Don't cry.
Jesse, does
Oh my god, that
does
was
your
the
mom
funniest thing ever.
does your mom what? She doesn't watch this show anymore, huh? I could tell.
She's currently working.
Yeah,
No one.
I could tell.
But like, really, who answers a post to go with the million? Like, I'm looking for love.
You know how many you don't know the women out there, okay? And anybody that says I'm shaming some lady out there, there's a bunch, and they're all on Twitter. So smart man. I mean, there you go. Yeah. According to this, let's see, blah 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 blah. Mr. Mazawa, 44, 44. He's the renegade founder of Zozo Town. He made headlines around the world. We talked about that. How did he make his money? I don't really care about how he made his money. Let's go to this. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. He has more time on his hands, right? I mean, with that much money, you're like, what do I do with it? Because I get it. There's some people, and on the flip side, there's women that do this, right? They put their career first. They hit their mid 40s. They're like, made my success, got my money. What do I do now, right? And they don't have like typical. You're thinking, okay, how could you have not met somebody? Some people are really committed to the work, so I get it. I'm not knocking it. But according to this, he said on the website, here's his quote, by the way. I'm sure I've been able to acquire my share of money, social status, and fame. I'm going to show this when we get back because I got to regroup on this. Seriously. Jesse, you just threw me for a loop on that comment. I had no idea you would be a ho, ho, ho.
No,
oh,
not really.
God,
I
Jesse, I'm
just
so
did that for
glad you're a
fun.
man.
I know, right? No, I don't think I could be able to do that. But
you
have you
can't backtrack after that, Jesse.
I know. Have you ever seen a show? It was called $1 Million. Hold on, where rich people. Oh, $1 million. Where they go to this lady and she meets you up with people.
Millionaire matchmaker. Yeah, the
Yeah, I
millionaire
think that was
matchmaker.
it.
Funny you say that. I was following somebody on social media. They used to work with her, and now they open their own agency. I wanted to be a matchmaker, by the way. I don't know about a millionaire matchmaker. I would be just a regular, normal matchmaker. Give me like $1,000, I'll match you. Like done. I have a good success rate. Like I matched up a couple. They got married, and they now have a baby. Boom, 1 for 1. That's how I roll. I'm like, I'm done.
Nice. Keep it.
Peace
We
out.
got 10 seconds. He's just dropping it after the 1. 2 seconds.
That's right. We're back here on the morning show. Kicking it up a notch here with Jesse Sanchez, letting us know his true inner feelings over there. We are on Periscope, YouTube, LinkedIn Live. Although I don't know after that comment if we're going to be like here tomorrow, but we'll try. Okay, before we actually went to the break, if you're still just joining us, we talked about a special man in Japan who made his millions and possibly billions in yen, millions in American dollars. So get it right. The yen is like, you're like, woo, you made so much money. Not really. It's, U.S. dollars. But he wrote on the website, on his own website. This is what he wrote. Because, this is a man just looking for a lady. I mean, he could get any woman he wants. And I know of billionaires and millionaires that get lady, but not always like they buy ladies, right? They like, boom, done. Like, end of the day. This man, he's putting it out there that he's looking for true love. And you know what? I can't shame him on that. It's a good idea. So he says this. He says, quote, I'm sure I've been able to acquire my share of money, social status, and fame along the way, but now I'm restarting my life. I'm 44 now. See, he had a moment there. He's like, wait, I'm 44. I'm halfway to 80. What? Where am I going with this? See, that's smart. That's better now than like later in life. Because I know a lot of men, like they have a nice family and then they hit that 50 mark and they go wham out the door thinking, I'm going to get me a young lady. And forgetting that 80's around the corner and that young lady might not be there forever, right? Okay, so let me just continue with his story because I'm going on a tangent. As feelings of loneliness and emptiness slowly begin to surge upon me. Oh, he did not hit me with that. I feel bad for this man. All right, here we go. There's one thing that I think about. One thing? Out of all that, you got all that money? I get it. Trust me, I get it. Continuing to love one woman. I want to find a life partner. You see that? It's not, but you know what? Okay, hold on. I'll reserve my comments to myself. With that future partner of mine, I want to shout our love and world peace from outer space. The deadline for applications is January 17th. Final decision will be made by the end of March. Only committed applicants need to apply. There you go. I mean, look, okay. You know what? I think somebody over at The Bachelor needs to like make contact with this man. We want to see this play out. I'm just saying. Yeah. Many people are like, go to Millionaire Matchmaker. I say no. And you know why I say no? Yeah, she's great, by the way. I give her kudos for what she does. But here's the first problem, okay? Here's the first problem. The lady knows how much you make. Okay, now I know you're probably thinking, all right, here's what I would do. Here's the social experiment, okay? Instead of going so public, being like, yeah, I'm giving away all this money, yada, 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 here, I made lots of money. How about just for like an hour or two, pretending you have no money, right? And then going out on a couple of days and just seeing how the person, like that is, like you ever seen Made in Manhattan? Did you see that with Jennifer Lopez, Jesse?
Yes, I've seen that movie.
Like you would be surprised like how people are when they don't know you have a lot of money. All of a sudden, okay, you have a lot of money, you ask for an application. This is like a job. Right? Like people do great. You ever have that interview? And you know it, Jesse, we've all done it, where you put on your best behavior for that interview. Then you get the job. And like a year into it, you're like, all right, I'm feeling pretty comfortable. And all of a sudden now you're like, you know what? I'm not going to shower today. You know, I'm not even going to shave today. And you go into work, you're like, okay. And now the person like the business is like, whoa, if we would have known this, we probably would not have hired you from the beginning. But now we're stuck with you because now we can't fire you based on some facial hair. You know what I'm talking about? What if that happens here? He's like, oh, the first year is fantastic with the lady. She's like, oh, yay, have my baby. And then, you know, they have kids. And then all of a sudden she's like, boom, out of there. Maybe she wants like I don't know. You know why? My love, thank God I met Brenda because my love had been jaded a long time ago. And sometimes watching some of these shows, my mom watched this show where they meet together. What's it called? Where they 90-Day Fiancé. He needs to go on that show. And then we need to see it all like happen. And I'm just saying, I'm serious. Let's do this. Okay, I'm going to retweet this man. I say, you know what? We got a TV show out of this. Okay. But seriously, if you put an application out and she fills out the application, I would have questions here. I would go for some like random, you know, I want to say chick, but you know, lady, woman. And just, you know, go into like the areas where maybe they don't make a lot. And maybe you see her for her true heart. Like go volunteer. Go do some volunteering somewhere where they like, you know, someone that gives of their time, gives of their effort. Shoot, they might even have kids. And, you know, you see their work being done. Because I know a lot of men out there are like, no, I want a woman without no kids. And you're thinking, okay, why? And I get it. It's a challenge. Trust me, it's a challenge. But at the same time, it's very rewarding if you find the right woman in your life. Okay, so I'm speaking for me. I know I'm not speaking for all men. But as men, if you're looking for a woman, do this, okay? The first time you go out, I did this with Brenda, by the way. Offer two places, a very high-end, bougie place, and then a very, like, standard, like, run-of-the-mill coffee shop place. And you offer those both, go, which one would you like? And if they pick the bougie place right off the bat, and then they order lobster, steak, and the wazoo out of you, and then you don't see them again, you're like, oh, but at least, hey, your first date was a really good investment because now you don't have to live your life that way. I'm just saying. What? Brenda actually chose the latter, and I'm like, ooh, she's a keeper right from there. All right. So anyway, and now she's not eating at steak any day. No, we had steak every now and like once a year. Okay, we'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned. We got some interesting conversation about longevity of life. Is it a good idea, bad idea? I got questions. We got answers right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Gotta cry to keep from laughing. My eyes are playing tricks on me, 'cause I never thought I'd see you here again. Are you for real or are you acting? Claiming that I'm the best you had, and you wanna go right back to being more than friends. Sorry, I must have missed the punchline. You had the spotlight in my life, but baby, now you're out of time. Ain't it funny how it all comes back around? And ain't it funny how you can't tell up from down? suffering from amnesia. Cause I don't know how you could forget the way you just up and...
All right, so there you go. Look, I've met a lot of men that are like, oh, I got the money, now I get the woman, and you're like, you ain't go through a lot of like really bad ones. If you just don't throw that out there that you have a lot of money, and especially on the first day, if they know, like you'll halfway, because we already put on a big impression from the first date, right? Everybody puts on their best shoes, right? Not my lady. My lady was like, "Look, this is my life. This is it. Here it is." She threw it all on the table. I was like, and then 2 weeks later, she threw more on the table, and I was like, "Okay." And like little at a time. You can't throw it all there. You can't be that person where you're like, "Okay, here's all my stuff." You know, in little bits, right? Because you're feeling each other out. But it's nice to be open and honest. You don't want to have that like moment where you're like, "You never told me that," and so and when that happens, everybody's like, "Oh." You're like, well, we didn't have time to talk about that. We talked about everything else. So, but there you go. I got you know what? Seriously, we should have people on here like with relationship questions. I got great advice. I used to be that person people would call and or message or text and be like, what do I do? I'm like, here, this is what you do. Then they do it and they're like, oh, wow, thanks. Seriously, I think I need to go back to at least $100 matchmaker. You see, Millionaire Matchmaker, she took that title. Nobody took $100 matchmaker. Oh, no. Brenda's like, do the billionaire matchmaker. Oh, now we're going for the money. I can't blame you. You know what? Let's do that. That's how you build an empire. Find the right person, build it together, grow together.
We got
sign
10
the check
seconds.
over. If you go south in the end, make sure they get their half, right? Don't be that guy. God, I know so many of those men. It's ridiculous. Not personally. I don't associate with them. It's just terrible stories. That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio KMET, 1490 AM. Joining our live TV audience over there at KVVB TV, 33 Facebook Live, Periscope TV, LinkedIn Live, and YouTube Live. Super excited about this next guest because he's written a book, a very interesting book, which a lot of us want in our bookshelves. First of all, read it, then put it on the bookshelf. It's called Immortality, Inc., Renegade Science, Silicon Valley Billions, and the Quest to Live Forever. Joining us right now is former CNN Bureau Chief Chip Walter. Good morning. Welcome to the show, Chip.
Good morning. How are you? Good to meet you.
I am good, but not as good as evidently. It sounds like you've got the inside track on this whole living forever business. Is it a business? Is it something that's going to happen in our lifetime, or has it already begun, and is it here already now? We just don't know about it.
Well, it's definitely gotten underway. One of the reasons why I wrote the book was I had always been kind of fascinated with this subject, and I was looking around, kind of keeping my eyes peeled to see if there was any real serious science that had to do with the idea of radically extending life. And whenever I found out that this company called Calico, which was largely funded by Google and being run by Arthur Levinson, who also happens to be the chairman of Apple, and then Craig Venter, who is one of the important people in the sequencing of the human genome, were involved in another company. Then I went, oh, okay. It turns out we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars of investment and some really serious science. And I said, well, looks like something real is happening here, and they are making progress, absolutely.
Well, and with so much, I mean, I remember just, what is it, a little under, or is it already been a decade ago, which we started talking about stem cells. And a lot of people were like, what are stem cells? What do they do? Now I understand, like, there's a lot of stem cell technology in creams and things to help, reverse the aging just on the skin process. But I got to ask, like, internally, do you feel younger based on these things that they're trying to go for versus just looking younger? Is that a thing?
Yeah. It depends on what you're looking at. I mean, the thing about stem cells very generally is that they're like brand new cells, and those cells and they rejuvenate whatever parts of the body those cells can get to. One of the key characters in the book, scientists in the book, is working on is placental stem cell technology. And yes, if for example you had a heart problem, it's not that this has been fixed yet. This is what they're working on. But if you had a heart problem, you would be able to perhaps inject fresh stem cells into the heart and boost the heart. There's already been quite a bit of evidence that that is something that would happen. So you would feel better. Yeah, you would feel younger. Your heart would be stronger. Same thing with other parts of the body. If you had diabetes or, if you had arthritis, those kinds of issues, you're going to feel a lot better if you can fix those problems.
Yeah, I totally get it. I guess, look, I'm kind of the science fictional mind, like what happens when things don't work out right, like, I don't know, cloning and all of that. Is that is that a myth, or is that really something that we're looking at and potentially, I mean, it goes back to the Jurassic Park, just because you could, should you? What do you think about that? What's your personal opinion on that?
It's complicated. I mean, to be able to slow and then stop and then eventually reverse aging is something that's going to make the internet look like a walk in the park. It will capsize everything: economics, personal relationships, even religion, entertainment, you name it. So we have to. One of the things I want to do with the book, is raise that consciousness and say, you know what? I mean, personally, at the beginning of doing the research, I thought this isn't going to happen, and by the end of it, I went, oh my God, these guys are going to pull this off, and it's not going to be that long before they do. And so I'm kind of hoping that readers will take the same journey and think to themselves, yeah, wow, we better start to think about what are the long-term effects of doing something like this, because we haven't been very good at that, as you can see. But hopefully we can be a little smarter about it and at least be aware of it now.
Now, Chip, who better than to partner up with National Geographic? When you pitched this idea to National Geographic, how on board were they with it?
Well, I'm with you. I thought they were perfect, because basically the way I pitched it to them was, I said, this is an exploration too. It's just not it's just that I'm not going to, the top of Mount Everest or, into the deepest, darkest jungle. I mean, there are different kinds of jungles that we're going through, and I thought that this was that kind of story. This was an exploration, really. And it was kind of going in and finding out what kind of science was taking place, what kind of people were involved. And so in a way, it was very much like a National Geographic exploration.
Well, Chip, we have less than a minute. I can't wait to dive into this book seriously, because I've got my own questions. Like, for example, is it in a pill form that they're going to release it when they do, if and when they do? And more importantly, is it just going to be to the highest bidder, or is it going to be for the common man? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, first of all, it'll probably come in forms of injections and pills, your standard pharmaceuticals, and those aren't trivial problems to solve. The second thing is that I do believe that initially this is obviously very expensive to do and to pull off, and creating pharmaceuticals in general can cost billions of dollars and blow up. But yeah, I think that eventually this will get to the rest of us, and I don't think it's going to take terribly long. There are just too many financial reasons why keeping people healthier longer makes sense.
Very interesting. Well, spending time with us right now is Chip Walter, again, science author, filmmaker, and a former CNN bureau chief. Really quick question before we let you go. Are you turning this into a film?
There are discussions of a special documentary that we're in discussions with. Whether or not, something like I love the book, The Big Short, and it was turned into a film. I'd love to see something like that happen, but we've just got the book out, so we're talking.
Well, congratulations on everything you're doing. We will let you go. Thank you again for spending time with us here on The Morning Show.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Go check out his book. It's in bookstores right now. There it is. It is Immortality, Inc. by Chip Walter, Renegade Science, Silicon Valley Billions, and the Quest to Live Forever by National Geographic explorer and former CNN bureau chief Chip Walter. That is a man that I want to see just his life, like his book life, right? I mean, being able to be an explorer. I mean, he just looks happy all the time. He gets to travel the world, gets to talk to the top billionaires and put his book together. I'll see that man right there. I guarantee you he's single. I what? He gets I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe I just saying. All right, we got to take a quick break here on the morning show. When we get back, we got more right after these messages. Stay tuned. All right, we're on a commercial break here. Can't wait for our next guest, by the way. I mean, if you're going to live forever, you want to be in your peak optimum self, right? I mean, and this is the problem I feel a lot of people have as they don't think about what they're going to feel like when they're 80, if they make it to 80, right? Because if you talk to any 80-year-old who didn't take care of themselves when they were younger, they got all these like medical problems because they didn't take care of, living healthy and or more fit. Like myself, I'm already like halfway there. I got a busted up knee. If I don't take care of it, it's going to be a problem when I'm 80. So might as well endure the pain right now and just deal with it, right? Figure out what's wrong with it and then deal with it. I guarantee you it's shifted to the right. I think it just needs to be like, I need somebody just to like, I need a WWE wrestler to like jump on my leg and pop it right back into place. Is that a thing? Can we do that? I know a couple WWE people that could do that probably. Got to make some calls. Oh, go to a trained professional? All right, fine. We'll figure that out when we can slant it into our busy schedule. All right. So this next guest, I'm super excited about. I'm sorry, what, Jesse? Oh. Dr. Pamela Peeke. She's a nationally renowned physician, scientist, and expert thought leader in the fields of integrative and preventative medicine and chair of the Jenny Craig Science Advisory Board. And we're going to be talking about something which we had on, I can never remember her name. She's the one that like makes people cry when, Jillian Michael. She talked about this way back when, about the keto diet. Keto. Made a lot of rage. A lot of like people I know do this. And I'm like, but you don't want to say Jillian did it because some people like either you love her or hate her. She's kind of one of those. I think she just, knows how to crack the whip. And people are like, whoa, don't know how to do that. But she has people's best interests at heart. I know she said some stuff about being obese and yada, yada, yada. But
10 seconds.
I don't completely disagree with her. Like, again, you don't want to be at 80 having all the health problems that go along with overeating and or... So, you got people like Jenny Craig that help us out.
2 seconds.
So here we go. That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM, KVVB TV, and all various platforms that have video streaming. We got Dr. Pamela Peeke with us all the way from Jenny. Actually, she's on the Jenny Craig Science Advisory Board. So who better than to include some science? Because let's face it, there's a lot of diet trends out there that don't include the science. They just include like some really cool books. People like jump on the bandwagon, and away we go. Joining us right now, Dr. Pamela Peeke. Good morning. Welcome to the show, Doctor.
Well, hi there. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, but not as good as you because I understand not only are you healthy, you kind of know the science behind the being healthy. Can you let us in on what's the secret there?
Well, maybe, and well, maybe not. I'm just kidding. So why not just let you in on the science? Look, it's almost un-American not to struggle with weight these days. And people are so confused. You brought it up yourself in the intro, and that is there are so many scientifically unproven things. A lot of people are engaging in a little what I love to call MSU, make stuff up. Just get headlines and books and whatever else. Okay, I'll give you an example. Let's start with keto. Have you heard of keto?
I unfortunately have. When we had Jillian Michaels come on here and she said so no 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 about it, and then after that she kind of disappeared because I think people were upset that she said it because it got so popular. I had friends that were like, "I'm like, don't do keto. It's not good for you." But can you give us the reason why it's not? I'm assuming it's not. Is that still the case?
Well, let me just set the record straight. That's what I love to do. I'm a physician and I'm a scientist, and I'm here to tell you that up to 62% of people out there think that keto is scientifically proven. This is a recent survey. Keto has been proven. The ketogenic diet has been proven to be scientifically proven for one thing only, and that is for children with very severe seizures from epilepsy. This dates back to science from the 1920s. Now, those children, the good news is the seizures came down, but still they have a lot of the side effects you get typically by having a keto kind of diet, which is severe constipation, fatigue, flu-like symptoms. It sounds like a big bummer. So on strict keto, you're only taking in 20 grams of carbs. And when you're taking 20 grams of carbs, that's equivalent to 4 carrots or a nice big stalk of broccoli. That's all you get, not a whole lot of fiber. There's also no scientifically proven published studies that have said that keto, in the strict keto form, is healthy or promotes longevity. For that matter, recent surveys have also shown that 9 out of 10 people who do keto end up gaining back all that weight that they lost in the beginning. Of course they're going to drop weight. You have almost no carb on board. And so everyone uses this as their main goal. I want to drop weight. Well, I could lock you in a closet for a month and you're going to drop weight too. I mean, neither of these is a very healthy way to go. I define success in weight management as sustainable. Success has to be sustainable. So how do you do that? Well, what I help Jenny Craig do is build a scientific platform, all science-based, where we became the first industry giant to incorporate intermittent fasting using a specific form of that, circadian rhythm. That means that you have a nice, natural 24-hour biorhythm. For 12 hours, you're going to eat nourishing food. That's the nourishment 12 hours. Then for the next 12 hours, you're going to regenerate, reset, and rejuvenate. You're going to sleep for most of that. That's a natural circadian rhythm, nothing forced. And then you use that as the platform of what we call rapid results. And it's been a huge success because guess what? It's all science-based. We already have the human studies on this. It's phenomenal. Now, you take that and add on to it a second science gift to everyone out there. So in addition to the circadian-based rhythm intermittent fasting, we now have DNA. We have DNA testing. It's the coolest. So now what you do is you have a DNA test. You swab your cheek, off to the lab it goes for 2 weeks, and then it comes back and you see 15 markers in this DNA decoder that we have. And the 15 markers include metabolism, sleep, eating, and exercise. You sit down with a real human being. They're called consultants. And then they sit down, look at all those results, and then help you refine, individualize, and customize what you're going to be doing with the Rapid Results Program. So it's a win-win, a scientific win-win. Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense. And I hate that we have to let you go because I know you got like this national tour. I hope we can have you back because I got so many questions. I could do this for a whole hour. I'm not joking. Dr. Pamela Peeke, where can we go for more information on this?
Learn everything you want to know at jennycraig.com. jennycraig.com to learn about the DNA decoder and all the rest of the great science that we're applying just for you. Sustainable, just remember.
Thank you so very much, Doctor. I can't wait to go check that out because I didn't know about the DNA thing. That's brand new to me. We got like science and real stuff here. I like that. That's the kind of show I like. All right. So thank you for spending time with us here on the morning show.
You're so welcome.
There it is, everybody. Yeah, Jenny Craig. I mean, I've never heard a bad thing about that place. The Jenny Craig program has a lot of really cool, delicious entrees, 100 over 100 delicious entrees, nutritionally balanced menus, desserts. I like that part. They still let you have the dessert and snack. That way you don't get off entirely. Developed by dietitians, nutritionists, and professional chefs. One-on-one consultations provide support and education. No on portion control and strategies. But I really like that last part. I know we didn't get to like start off with that, but again, keto diet, like nominally good and good. Look, I get it. There are a lot of people that would go toe to toe with me and like, I lost a lot of weight on the keto diet, and I get it. It's true. I've seen it for myself. However, keeping it off, and of course, it's lifelong strategies, right? That you got to implement. We all. I mean, I've done it myself. It's like lost a lot of weight, and then I mean, it takes a year for me to get it back, especially through this last like November, December. There was a lot of good food. I tried to stay away from it, just couldn't. So, yep, I'm right back on that scale, going, okay, how can we get that back down to safe size? But look. If you got questions, they got answers. Jenny Craig is where it's at. Check it out. Again, some really good fact-based science information versus just this sounds good and great, and look at all these celebrities that are joining it and obviously losing weight. There's a lot of programs that do that, by the way, but it's about keeping it off, and more importantly, what else is going into the body, into the arteries, into the heart. Of course, we want that to all work out, right? You don't want to just lose weight, because there's some people that are really fit and have terrible heart problems. So, yeah, I know it works on both ways. But, maybe if that's one of your resolutions, or maybe if it's not even a resolution, maybe it's an idea you thought, you know what? Look, here's what I say. If you can feel better throughout the day, why would you not? Why would you say, no, I like the way I'm at right now. This is how I feel. I'm sluggish. Yeah, I'm always tired. Yes, I'm always out of breath. Yes, I feel terrible. But it's good because I get my sugar in, I get all my desserts in, I get my Cokes in, I get my beverages in. You see, the reason I say this is that was me. Like 4 or 5 years ago, I could care less. I was like, yada, 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 yada. I don't really care. I mean, I kind of was looking for that life partner, and then I was like, you know what? Life sucks. And I was that person. I was like, meh, right? So I get it. I've been there. So you have to do a complete overhaul on yourself, which is what I did. And even like, working out, going to the gym, I was like, at first, my cousin, who was like one of the ones like, you got to get to the gym. I'm like, I know. And then it was like, oh, you're doing it for that lady. No, I'm not doing it for that lady. Do it for myself. And then at the time, I'm like, now I'll only do it for one person, Brenda. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, you got to work on yourself. So again, I appreciate people like Dr. Peak who bring real fact, real base science versus just, oh yeah, I hear it was good, and I saw that person lose a lot of weight. So I like that. Good. So there you go. All right, switching gears up. Let's talk about some news that's trending right now, shall we? This one. Good old Patrick Stewart. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it took him this long to finally get a imprint at the Hollywood's famous TCL Chinese Theater, formerly known as the Mann Chinese Theater, formerly known as the Grauman's Chinese Theater, that one. He called it an extraordinary, exciting honor, even though it does require me to get my hands and feet a little dirty. So good old Patrick Stewart getting his, his imprint. It's a really cool ceremony. If you ever get a chance in Hollywood, you actually can go and kind of be on the sidelines, by the way. You just there's a calendar that they post of these things, and you can go and see them. Sometimes you can take pictures with them. We did it one time with Donnie Yen. I'll never forget that experience. It was the most amazing experience to be there and partake, and it's such a huge honor for many people. No truth to the rumor, my great uncle, Mario Moreno Cantinflas, has his right there. And so, I put my feet in his. I'm like, oh, I got big feet compared to him. But so there you go. Go and check it out. It's a great, look, it's a tourist site. You're bound to find someone or somebody that in that right there. Oh, there's his feet and hands. So there you go. Now you could be like, hey, all right. And yeah, that's the big thing. You got to show that, hold it up for all the camera people. So for those of you tuning in on the radio, you just got to check it out. Check out our live show each and every weekday. If you can, I get it. If you're stuck in traffic, have somebody else drive for a change. Carpool, or order a Lyft. Why not? Or an Uber. Just be careful out there. I heard there's some really terrible drivers out there, but there you go. Jesse, what do you think about that? Patrick Stewart making his mark in Hollywood. What do you think? Good idea? Bad idea?
No, it's a good idea. He deserves it. He's a great guy, great actor.
Yeah, you know what, I appreciate that man and everything he does. Ever since my first introduction to him was Star Trek New Generation, which I think for the majority of us, that's how our like love of him really, as Captain Picard, and now he's like revising that because he gets to go back to that because he's done like, okay, let me go do all these movies and now okay, I'll come back and he's available on CBS All Access, which I still have to actually. I think I'm going to cancel Disney Plus. Did I say that on ABC News Radio, KMT 1490 AM? Yes, I did. You know why, Jesse? The only good movie that I saw on there is Mandalorian. Everything else I've seen or it's been in the present, I feel like just cutting that off and putting my money elsewhere. Am I wrong? Am I right? Am I right that I'm wrong?
You might be right. And then again, you might be wrong because we never know what's going to come up next month.
Well, that's the thing. But I'm like, I could cancel it for now and then, go. I heard, no truth to the rumor, a lot of people did that. As soon as Mandalorian, like they ended Mandalorian, they're like, okay, saving my money. And off with the streaming service, which I got to say, Disney, I mean, you kind of fell asleep on this one. Yeah, I would have had a slate of movies, not just Mandalorian, get the Mandalorian Star Wars fan base and then get them all addicted. And now we're like, I'm just saying, we might as well cut it off, right? But there you go. I know people are like, what? You work for ABC? You're saying go to CB? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, look, we're all pinching the dollar, so you got to kind of figure out where it's going to go, right? Okay, all right. If I'm not here tomorrow, we all know what happened. Okay, but seriously, ABC News, by the way, posted this picture. Can we put this up? It is, what's the right thing to do when you're taking a wedding picture and then a volcano blows up behind you? Jesse, just out of curiosity, if you were in this particular situation, what would you do?
I honestly have no idea.
Well,
Other
according
than
to these, as thousands fled after the Tahoe volcano erupted, one wedding photographer captured the natural phenomenon as the backdrop for the newlyweds. The photographer says, we noticed white smoke coming out of Tahoe during preparations around 2 p.m., and from then on, we knew something unusual was already going on with the volcano. Despite the dramatic explosion, everyone felt definitely safe as the venue was on a higher ground and not directly around the volcano's vicinity. I don't care. There are projectiles that come out and up into the air and come down. It's like called rocks. And you guys have not seen Dante's Peak with Pierce Brosnan. You need to go watch that, and then you'll understand what I'm saying. You'd be like, run for the hills or for cover or just, yeah. There's a rock that goes right through the truck. I mean, it's a truck. Dante's Peak. Go check it out. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same channel. Make it a great day. Download our app. It's KMT 1490 AM. We'll see you tomorrow, everyone. Bye-bye. All right, going over to social media comments. We appreciate many of you over there. We got Tim Harris over there says, when you get older, it's sometimes hard to get rid of these ailments. Exactly. So before you get, that's the thing I'm talking about. It's already hard when you're older, but many people don't think about these things when they're younger because they're like, oh, I'm only going to live for another, who knows how long I'm going to live. And you don't think about that. I constantly think about that. I'm like, if I make it to the ripe old age of 80, I do not want to be limping on this leg. Or worse yet, what if they cut it off? They're like, okay, that's done. Like, there's no, I mean, okay, this prosthetics. All right, fine. I guess I'm good. I mean, we live in a time where that's even possible, right? But yeah, I know. I spend too much time thinking about things that don't matter. Okay, you know what? I get it. Moving on, though, let's see. Angel Robertson is in the house. Good morning, Angel. Thank you for joining us. Always good to have her all the way from Scotland, one of our very far travelers over there. We got to really head out to Scotland. You know what, Angel, by the way, we saw a really good show. We got addicted to it. I tried not to. I really did. Outlander, just saying. Do they like shoot some of the scenes over there? We want to know because we want to come out and travel there and see some of the Outlander, right? Like, and then like the cool, like the dunes part. What was it called? The dune? Like they had like, and it's a real place, evidently. For those of you that know Outlander, you know what I'm talking about. For the rest of you, it's made for adults, not for kids. Yeah. True. It's a true Scottish production. Truly Scottish. So there you go. So see, Angel, we're like living vicariously through you because you're literally there. Okay, well, we're going to let everybody else go. We appreciate you, KVVB TV. There's more programming right after this. Stay tuned for more right after these messages.